Okay, so today we're using a dining chair. My preference right now is that you have your chair on your mat. You're going to see at this point we're seated. It's not as much of an issue. But as we go into some other things, I want to make sure that your chair is secure on the floor. Just making sure everyone in our live group looks ready. Yeah? Okay. Take it down just a scotch. All right, so we're going to kind of start here with our classic mermaid series. So feet on the floor for this one. And I'm just going to take one hand to the side of the chair. And I'm just going to take the other arm up and over. Now, what I love about this on the chair, just like on equipment, is there's this little fear factor if you go too far, right? And so it does wake things up real quick. And then we're going to take that arm up. Let's go the other way. And then coming up. Oh, does that feel good? Inhale up and over. So inhale, make space here. And exhale. Good. Inhale up and over. And exhale, widening those legs. Inhale up. And exhale, folding over. And this can be a rounded or flat back. This is where it's nice that your chair is secure. And then take that spine all the way back up. And open the chest and arms. And then arms come down. Taking one arm up and over. Exhale to center. Other arm. Exhale to center. Both arms. Exhale down. Inhale up. Arms and chest lift to the sky. And lowering down. Good. So let's go on the same side for simplicity. Arms will come out. And we're going to pivot ourselves to the right. And I'm actually going to let my hands grab a hold of my chair in whatever capacity. But now that arm and right hand are helping to rotate us a little further to that side. Now keep in mind your hips stay forward, right? So you don't turn to the side because you literally relocated on the chair. And now let that arm float away from the chair, and can you maintain that position? Woo, that's work. And now we'll come through the center. So you can kind of feel what helps you and then how hard it is to stay. So pivot to the other side. And then however it works for you with your chair, grab a hold of it. And now let yourself get pulled a little further while the hips stay where they started. And now let's let go of the chair. Woo! Maintain and come to center. I'm already shaking a little bit there. Let's go back to the right side. Take hold of the chair, but now take your left arm up to the ceiling. So reach up as you're twisting. So reach up and twist, reach up and twist. Now can you let go with that arm on the chair? Hold that position, whatever shape that takes for you. And then coming back through the center. Let's go one more to the left. And taking yourself into that twist, lift the right arm up. So it's twist and reach. Let go with that back hand. Woo. And then come to center. Woo. That'll liven things up real fast. Walk your feet back into the middle. And we're going to start with a simple march and tap with the opposite hand. So this is a nice, simple way to get right, left sides of our brain talking a little better without even involving a particular pattern. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, so take one hand onto your chest, set the other one over it. Good, so we're just gonna take a nice intentional breath and imagine we're breathing right into our hands. And exhale. Wondering how many of you find it hard not to become a belly breather here. Inhale into your hands. And exhale. Let's place our hands on our ribs. Inhale, fill those up. One more. hands to the belly. Fill it up. One more. How big can you make it? And drop those hands by your sides. Let's do a few shoulder rolls, because no matter how much we've practiced that, it's very easy to let that, right, the muscles of the upper back and neck try to contribute to that breath. Last one. Now we're going to add one shoulder only so that we can get rotation. So we already warmed up the spine, letting it travel side to side. And now we're just letting the muscles take us. We're not doing our arm assist. And take it slow enough that you get as far into that turn as you possibly can. And don't forget to take your eyes with you, right? So look back, take the eyes with you. One more, that evens it up for me. Feel free to do another if needed. And coming to center. Great. I'm going to scoot back into my chair just a little bit, so I'm just a tiny bit more secure in my seat. I was right up on the end there. Okay, so I'm back just a little bit. I feel like the chair is hitting me a couple inches below my buttons. All right, arms are going out, and everyone's going to just slide their right leg out to the side. Notice my leg's in front of the chair, okay? That's very different than it being on the chair. It's out in front, so you've got to adjust in your seat according to the depth of what you need. All right, this is one of those looks real simple, but it isn't. Okay, so here's where we're going to start. Reach the left arm away from the right toe. So we're making this nice long line from left fingertips to right foot, and then we start with the lift of the leg. Now what we're going to notice right away is it's deceiving because we assume this is leg work, right? If somebody watched and didn't know about how Pilates works, how darn sneaky it is, they miss the fact that this is all, right, 90% here, 10% here. And I hope you feel the same. Last 3, 2, stay up with the leg. Keep leaning, keep leaning, keep leaning. My right bun is no longer on the chair. Pulse the right leg up, up, up. Get as long as you can from fingers to toes. 3, 2, 1, and done. Right leg is the one we worked. Go ahead and cross that ankle and give yourself a little figure 4 stretch. My suggestion is sit up nice and tall and then imagine drawing your belly to your thighs. Let's not bring my forehead to the floor, right? Belly to thighs. And you should get a really nice hip opener here. Now granted that, like I said, that probably wasn't the part that was biting you, but we're just prepping for future. That feels good, really good. All right, take that side off. So again, the leg will stay in front, slide it out. Arms are going out to the sides. Now that leg is stretched out, so I'm gonna reach through my other fingertips, getting as long as I can. Woo! If you remember last week, my left side is always the more challenging one. Right now, it's wondering how it's gonna get off the floor. All right, we're all doing it together. Let's go. Lift, lift, lift. Woo! Now I'm going to lean a little bit further because I need to talk a little stronger to this part of my body because my hip was wanting to take over. So I got to take that lean and really go for it. Finding that waistline. 4, 3, 2, keep it lifted. Reach from fingers to toes. Pulse up, 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 up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. And in front we come. Cross that ankle over. Sit up tall. And then let your belly fold towards your thighs. Doesn't take much, does it, in that fold? So feeling that stretch over here. It's great for those external hip rotators. And then go ahead and release that leg. Great, can we go right back to our crossover here a minute? Little taps. Start finding that connection between your low abs and your thigh. so that you actually feel like your low abs help lift the leg, lift the leg, lift the leg from your trunk. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Go wide legs one more time. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold to the center. Shake that head no, side to side. And then from the center, let arms and head feel heavy. And we'll bring that spine back up. Oh, that's much better. Inhale, arms up, chest opens. And arms down. Great, so we're just gonna change the orientation of our chair to our mat. So for me, my mat is running this way. I'm gonna adjust the camera here a minute. I'm gonna turn my chair so that it is at the end of my mat. So my head will be at one end, my chair is at the other. Let me take this down. Camera curve. Okay. So we're gonna head to the floor, and I want you to come all the way down so that you are setting your feet up on your chair. Now, if you have any bit of discomfort, maybe you have a more sensitive heel, for instance, you can always use, a handy dandy towel underneath your heels if you want it. So don't ever be shy about getting up and grabbing what you need, okay? All right, so in this position now, the first thing that we're gonna do, notice how my knees are bent. And I'm just scooting down a little bit because I want my hips underneath my knees. So I'm just scooting a little closer to the chair. All right, now the first thing I'm gonna do is point my toes and then flex. So I'm gonna reach my toes to the back of the chair and then pull them away, trying to shine as much of the bottom of my foot towards the back of my chair. So I'm gonna point, flex. Now I'm so specific about it because it's in that very end of the range where we're gonna make an impact. So we just wanna be careful we're not just flapping the feet kind of mindlessly. So try to find that very last bit you can squeak out of it in each direction. So getting those ankles and shins. So important, folks, that's what hits the earth, right? It absorbs, it's the beginning of the absorbing of the shock. We need that to be really healthy. Maybe not what we think of as a vanity area, but it certainly is when we're shuffling, right? It's a little less glam. Can you make circles with your ankles? Doesn't matter the direction. They go the same direction, if they go the opposite. Ooh, I hope your ankles are starting to feel some fatigue. Go the other way. Awesome. Start at the top again. I'm flexed. Now I'm going to open my feet and my knees. So now my entire inner leg and arches are facing the sky. And then I'm going to bring them back to parallel. So I'm going to open and close. Open, close. Open, close. I'm staying flexed. I'm just moving nice and easy from the hip socket. Last two. And last one. And then point. Woo, Renee is really going to feel those in the future as she works getting out of that boot. Yep. So can you wiggle your feet now? Wiggle your thighs, wiggle your knees, let it all go. Let your toes feel relaxed. This is a skill in itself. And then just come to rest. All right. Now, if you need to make adjustments, getting further away from the chair, you are going to do so. All right, so from this position now, you're gonna push down into the chair with your heels, and you're gonna lift your buttocks up, and then set your buttocks down. Taking your buttocks up and down. You can really play with this here. Some of you, right, if you have osteo, you're gonna wanna keep your spine flat. If you do not, and you want to go more to that articulating bone by bone by bone approach, by all means take that here. So you can decide what feels like the best fit. So really now start lifting from the butt. Reach. Good. Hips reach to the sky. Hips reach to the sky. I'm guessing you feel a lot in your hamstrings. And then reach to the sky, stay up there, tighten those butt muscles. And we're just gonna give a little pulse. Now the pulse is happening in my rear end. I know you're feeling a lot in the back of your upper legs. Just stay with it. 3, 2, 1, and setting the spine down. Great. Take both hands, place them behind your head. We're gonna go for that slight float to the sky and taking it down. So just look at this as you're prepping for the ab work. And what you're checking in with is, could I let my head be heavier in my hands? Could I ask more of my abs and just ask a little less of my neck? So just start waking up the right things. Now we're gonna float and stay. The left leg is gonna come to tabletop. The right leg is going long and out to the right side of the chair. So it's going wide. Now you're just gonna take the legs both to tabletop and then drop the left leg out to the side of the chair. Both to tabletop, right leg goes wide. Tabletop, left leg goes wide. Tabletop, right leg goes wide. Tabletop, left leg goes wide. Stay in the center. Now right leg goes wide, and you're gonna rotate to the bent left knee. Come to the middle with everything, and then left leg drops, rotate right. Come to the middle, and twist. That twist can be small. We already warmed this area up, so it's ready to go. One more each way. And last one. Coming to center, draw up the heels to the chair and lower out of the curl. Hands to the sides, pressing up, peel your way up to the top. Keep pushing down. Now could you lift a leg up and then set it down? Lift a leg up, set it down. If the answer is not today, Mandy, then just pick up your foot 1 inch and set it back down. Reach up and down, reach up and down. Last 2, up and down. Last one, up and down, taking the spine back to your mat. Great job. Hands behind. Those are really deceiving. Float the chest up to the top. All right, so I want you to straighten your legs. And notice my legs are resting on the chair, right? So this is kind of my break, you could say. But I'm gonna maintain the sit-up. So stay up into your sit-up. Now we're gonna lift the right leg off the chair and then place it back down, and then left leg. Place it back down. I want you to think about your spine and ask, could you float just a little lighter off of your mat to get those abs really going? Take that leg up, keep it there. It's going to the right, and then back up and down. Left leg up, out, up, and down. Now think if you're balancing a marble on your abdomen. Do not let it roll off to that side. You gotta work to keep it in the middle. Work to keep it in the middle. One more to the right leg and one more for the left. There's last one. You get yourself even. And down we go. And rolling down. Woo! Arms are gonna reach behind us. Legs are still straight and resting. Take a big breath in as you reach as far behind you as you can. And exhale, let the arms come around to the hips. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, around to the hips. Now when those arms go up and overhead, let's try not to overly arch the back. We're asking the arms to move. We're not asking the spine to change. One more, taking those arms out, around, and back to the hips. We're gonna add the lower body now. Arms go overhead. And then as the arms come around to the hips, you're gonna float up and take your right leg away from the chair. If you prefer the head support, take it. Arms go back, leg comes down, around we go. Look right at that knee. And then down. Around we come, right leg lifts, look at that knee. And back we go. And around we come, left leg lifts, look at that knee. And around we go. For the last 4, you can go 1 per side and finish it up, or double legs. Arms around, 1 or both legs, and back we go. Arms around, 1 or both legs, and back we go. 2 more. Arms around, 1 or both legs, and final 1. Arms reach around, 1 or both legs, and lower down. Wonderful. Why don't you roll onto your side? That allows you to face me. So what I'm going to do is keep my top leg on the chair, but I'm going to bend my bottom leg so that it's bent in front of the chair, right? So it doesn't run into it, essentially. Awesome. And I do want to check in that your bottom knee, if I look down at it, it's in line with my hip. I don't have my bottom knee popped forward to all of you. Good, okay. So we're gonna simply take this top leg up in a light tap, up, light tap. If you've ever done these, say, over the arc, for instance, at the studio, you know having an object there changes the game quickly because you never get to come back down into more of your, comfort zone, we'll say. Up and down. Feel free to point or flex. We're going to get more specific here in just a minute. What I'm wanting you to check in on, right, is that your trunk is staying stable. You're just moving from the hip. So this is now where we're getting real hip specific. All right, so lifting that leg up, you're going to point your toes as you go in front of your chair. And then as you reach up and around, keep pointing through the toes. Up and over the seat, point. Up and over the seat, point. Good. Up and over the seat, point. Up and over the seat, point. 1 more. Up and over to the front. Ooh, I ran into it, see? Up and over to the back. Bringing that leg back on, place it down on your chair. I can feel I want my chair a little tiny bit further away from it. All right, so I'm gonna push this leg down, like I'm trying to trap my chair. So if you need to, in any way, kind of adjust where your chair is at, then feel free to do that. All right, so the leg is pressed down. Good, so now you're gonna push so hard, and you're also gonna push into your bottom knee that you lift your bottom hip off and set it down. Lift the hip up, set it down. Lift up, set it down. So I'm pushing into the outer of my lower leg and the inner of my upper leg. Last 3, 2, last 1. Keep that pressure. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Keep the hip up. 3, 2, 1, done. Ooh. All right, little pressure into that top leg. And I want you to pick up the bottom knee, squeeze those legs together, and put it down. Pick it up, put it down. Pick it up, put it down. And find that squeeze at the top. Squeeze at the top. Squeeze at the top. 2 more. Squeeze. Bring it up there. Squeeze. Now draw that knee forward and point your toe to me. Bend the knee, draw your leg back, point the toe to the wall behind you. Knee comes through, point. Knee bends, point. Forward, point, and back, point. Last 2, forward. Last 1, back. Bend that leg, take the other down as well. Press right up into your hands. Good. I'm going to stay right in this position. We'll just kind of ignore that the chair's there. It won't be a problem. Okay, bottom leg. You're going to slide that knee forward so that your bottom foot just came in front of your other knee. Okay? And then I'm going to place my hand down as well as my other. So I'm now turning my back to my chair. All right, so from this position here, I want you to press into your hands, press into your knees, and lift your buttocks up, and then just set it down. You're just gonna rock, bringing your hips up, and set them down. Rock them up, set them down. 2 more. Rock them up, set them down. Last one, rock them up. Now we're gonna keep pushing into our hands here. So keep pressing, push into your bottom leg, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, and pull your top leg around and forward. Now, just like we did, take your leg up and behind you, reach it back, and set your butt down. Lift your butt up. Pick up that back leg, bend and pull it through. Pick it up, bend, reach it behind you, set the hip down. Oh, that feels good in my hip. Push up, keep the hip lifted, bend the knee, pull the leg through. Bend the knee, reach it back, and set the hip down. Wonderful. Coming on out. So it's going to be easiest if we take our chair to the other side so that we can all continue to see each other, okay? All right. Okay, we're going to head all the way into the side. So I'm going to bend that bottom leg. Here's where I'm kind of squirming away. Like I want to be, my chair has a little lip on it. So if I'm not to the edge of it, it kind of hits me funny at my ankle. So get to your most comfy spot. Bottom knee is bent and in line with your hip, head is resting. So just activating the trunk, we're going to start just lifting that top leg. So this is just a way for us to see how we're getting everything coordinated here. Up and down. Oh, this hip always talks so much quicker. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good, lift the leg, toes pointed. We're going in front, up and over to the back, up and over to the front. Good. So again, just having that marker, which we have to get over, creates a different intensity real quick. We all know we'd be arcing a bit lower if that chair wasn't there. Last 4. So here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming to the top, set that foot down. I hope I didn't forget anything. Okay, so push into that top leg, and then we're also going to push into our bottom knee. Okay, so just feel that, feel those connections. Okay, so we're going to move now the bottom leg. The bottom leg is going to come through and bend, and the bottom leg reaches behind. Good, and the bottom leg comes through and reaches, and comes through and reaches. Good, and I'm trying so hard not to rock, right? It'd be easy for me to rock back and then rock forward, right? If my only goal was how far can I reach that foot, but that is not my only goal. My goal is to work my core against this choreography that my leg's wanting to achieve and have them both work together. That's work. Last one forward. Last one back. And that knee is going to be bent underneath. Now we're going to go for the little hip lifts. So I push into the chair and my bottom knee. Up, down, up, down. Think about how that waistline is cinching here. So yes, we're working inner and outer thighs, but think how the waist is connected to this. Last 3, 2, last 1. Whew. Okay, push into the chair, take the top leg, squeeze the legs closed, open, closed, open. I'm sweating. Closed, open, closed, open, closed, open. Last 2. And then pinch it shut, pinch it shut, pinch it shut, pinch it shut. And then drop that leg down. Now pull that knee forward and then just drop the other knee behind. And we're going to push up right onto our hands. So I think I got it all. We did it in a different order, but we checked all the boxes. So this foot, my bottom foot, is just in front of that other knee. All right, so here I go. We're going to twist. This is part of the reason we were doing that good warm-up twist work, because this is actually pretty darn hard if you're not warmed up for rotation. Just the twisting part. All right, so I'm going to push my hips as if I'm pushing them to you, and then I'm just going to sit back on my right hip. Good, pushing them forward and bringing them down. And just let that rocking motion happen. Maybe let your eyes travel with you. So I look forward as I sit down, and I look around to my back foot as I pick my hips up. So just let the head work with the body. Good, and then pushing those hips up. Good, can you keep pressing into that bottom leg now? Can the back knee come up and reach forward? And then bend the knee, reach it behind you, and then set yourself into that hip. It feels like an awesome stretch. And then push into that knee and bring that leg forward, point. And then bend the knee, reach behind, and sit down into that hip stretch. Up we go, reach. And through, we reach, and then find that stretch. One more, reaching through. And then back we go, finding the stretch. Ooh, 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 that's lovely. And then bring that knee back to the other foot, and the arm can just come around. Nice job. I have a feeling if you can repeat that, you will. It feels so good in the hip to keep going into that range and stretching like that. So we're going to use the chair, and we're going to come on up on our feet. So I'm probably going to have to adjust the camera. Let's see. Maybe I can just move myself back. Okay, so you're actually going to take your hands to your chair and make sure again that your chair is on your mat, okay? This is actually perfect. I'm seeing my mom, and she has a higher chair, which works out really well for your back, actually, right? Because it puts you at a little less of an angle, so that's actually an awesome fit. Okay. Okay. Hands around. Feet are on the floor. All right, we're going to lift up into the balls of the feet and then set the heels down. Lift up and set the heels down. Now when I lift up, I want to look at my thighs. And when I set my heels down, I'm going to look up over the chair and reach my chest towards the back of the chair. And I'm going to pike up. And then tip the tail and reach the chest forward. And then pike up. And reach the chest and tail. And pike up. And reach. Now come to just our neutral position. I'm thinking length through my head, all the way out through my tail. And I'm just going to walk my feet back, finding a plank position using the chair. Okay, so a much different angle. Now from this position, we're going to rock the hips back, lift the heels up, and then rock forward, reach through the heels as if they could touch the mat. And as we rock our way back, we lift the heels up. Really bring that chest towards your thighs. And forward, reach the heels toward the floor. And up with the heels, we go back. And plank, reach through the heels. Final one, plank. Oh, I love how this feels. Hamstrings back, feels wonderful. Shoulders, and then plank, reach through the heels. Now bend one knee and then the other. So now you can really work to get your heel reaching towards the mat, giving yourself some nice calf work. Go one more each side. And then reach back one more time. This time, let your heels find the mat. So feeling that stretch. All right, walk your feet in just a little bit so you feel relatively secure. I do want you to do a quick walkthrough on this one. So now I'm going to put my one hand in the middle of the chair, and then that's going to allow me to open to all of you. Good. And then I'm really just going to take that hand down and cross over my other hand, and then open the other way. So each hand is just kind of going across the midline, and then opening. And one more time across the midline and opening. Notice what side it's easier to open to. All right, so you place whatever hand in the middle you feel best about. And the other one will be a little off kilter then, right? So my left one's in the middle, my right one's just near the edge. Now I'm gonna find my plank again. And I'm gonna stand with pretty wide legs. So I'm as wide as my mat will let me go. All right, so from this position now, I'm going to turn towards you. And now when I go back center, my right arm is going to travel across to the other side of my left, and I'm going to turn the other way. And then come across and turn open to the first side. Good. And then coming across, turn open to the other side. Now come to your first side again. And now all I'm going to do is stay away from my chair, and I'm going to walk forward, and then I'm going to walk back. So keep traveling. Woo! And walk. And walk back. And when you walk back, open your chest now to the sky. And then we'll come right back. Center and roll the spine up. Good, so give your wrist a moment, right, depending on the surface of your chair. All right, we're going to do the other side, of course. I would like to stay facing you. You can stay just as you are. So put the other hand in the chair that you didn't choose the first time. And the other is there for support. Walk back to your plank position. And now open up to that other side. And here we'll add the walk back in. So you'll walk as far forward, making a nice big half circle, step by step. And walking. A moving side plank, who would have thought? And walking. We'll go forward one more time. And back one more time. And then open your body to the ceiling. Really open your hips. And then bring yourself back around safely. And bringing the spine back up, shoulder rolls. So bring yourself to your seat, hands on both sides. And you're just gonna let your butt come off the edge for a minute. And you're just gonna push your hips up and then bring them towards the chair. You can go wide legs on this too. Push your hips up, chest opens, look up at the sky, and then just rock your tush back to the chair. And chest and hips go open to the sky. and then back. Final one, chest and hips open. And then go ahead and bring your tush right on your seat. I think some of you teachers are thinking of some reformer stuff, and we always think, I can't get my butt down there. True on a chair too. Okay, so I'm just gonna stay at the angle, we're fine. Can you open your legs nice and wide? Inhale those arms up. And then nice and easy, bring yourself down. Taking a breath in. And bring yourself up. Good. Walk those feet in. Now we're all gonna lean toward one another. So lean over to your side as if there's something on the floor you're reaching for. You can feel that other hip get rather light, and that's a little like, eek, you know, I don't wanna go there. So if I'm reaching my right hand to the floor, I'm gonna lift my left leg and invite my hip off the chair. And I'm gonna stay right in this position as if that object is there. Now take that opposite hand as well and lift it up. Keep working, we're using those trunk muscles, right? Lots of abs, lots of core. Try to get a little closer to that imaginary object. Woo, stay right there. And then draw from your waist back up. Woo. All right, so my object jumped to the other side of my chair. So I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna reach for it. I'm just picking a spot on my rug. My opposite hip starts to lift. I'm gonna pick up that leg and hip. So I've gotta work a lot in that trunk to not fall over. Try to get a little closer to your object. Taking the other hand up, whoa, that intensifies it. Woo, lots of shaking. Keep reaching for it, don't fall over. And up you come. I hope you're getting lots of shaking as well. Arms out, both of them are out. And you're gonna just tip for that object now. And then I'm gonna lift up that opposite leg. One more time, I'm just resting on that one bun here. Okay, I'm gonna go for a little further reach, and I'm gonna let my opposite leg stretch out long. So now stay in that position, the leg is long, and now pulse that straight leg up. Up, up, up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, knee bends. Oh, and back up. All right, both arms are wide. Lean for the object. Taking that leg up again. And then I'm gonna reach it out to the side. This is gonna let me get a little closer to my object, and then leg goes up, 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 up. Lots of work in the waist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the knee back up. Woo. And then shake your way back to the top. Please tell me that that's not only me. Are you feeling the thumbs up of that? Okay. Well, you know, I can only hear myself. Like, so I'm hoping you're doing it. All right. So I'd say we've firmly gotten those side waist muscles under control today. Feet wide, arms in front. All right. We're going to stand up. And then you're going to reach your butt back and sit down. And there's a fear factor always that you think your chair moved another inch. Up you come. Butt goes back, down you go. Okay, speeding it up. We go up and down. Up and down. Now instead of fully committing to the seat, we're going to lightly touch it. Oh, and back up. Oh, back up. Little touch. Oh, it's so hard because we are really out there reaching for it. 4 more. 3. Woo. 2. Last one. Oh, and come to sit. That'll fire up the legs nicely. Now, can you bring your legs right together? Now, I will say, if you missed that cue that the legs were wide on the previous one, then do them wide on this one, okay? Feet together. You're gonna now pretend that I've just strapped you into a bunch of TheraBands and your legs are just one leg, okay? I'm getting to the edge of my chair to keep it most challenging. And from here, we're gonna stand up. Think your legs are glued together. The TheraBands have you squeezed. And now go back, and you may sit. I want you to know it's there. And then up, and then back. Legs are together, up, and back. Now let's do our best to not commit to the seat. Up, over seat, oh. Some of you, like me, will notice how much harder it is with the legs together, because this requires more of our inner leg line. And if you're accustomed to using more of the outer, this one is definitely harder. And then, of course, the reverse would be true for some of you as well. Last three. Oh my goodness. It's hard not to just sit down here for me in that last bit. Final one, and commit to the seat. Ah, my heart rate's going nicely. Okay, so last bit, I want you to widen your feet so that they're about a fist width apart. So this is just representing the width of the pelvis. And then let's all go the same side. Right leg steps out to the side. So for me, my right leg just went onto my rug. It's there. I'm going to kind of use it as a kickstand if you would, but I'm not going to give it the same treatment as I'm giving my left. Okay, it's there to help me and save me from falling over. But my job is really sitting here. Now, first thing we're going to do is be mindful that the kneecap is going to travel in the direction of the middle towards pinky toe. You'll see when we start moving why that's important. So, primarily left. Stand up. And then shift back down. And you're going to feel your weight comes up and a little to the right and then back to your left side. So press up, find center in your feet, and then back down, try to use the left. Come up, try to use the left, and then feel yourself shift to center. Shift back to the left and sit down. Left, shift to center. Left, sit down. Now we're not going to shift. Lift, stay on that left leg, and down. Stand up, left leg. Could you lift the right leg off the floor? Bend, sit down. Stand up, lift, bend, sit down. Two more. Stand up, lift, bend, sit down. Stand up, lift, bend, sit down. Put both feet a fist width apart. Slide the left leg out. We'll stand, shift our weight 50-50, bend into that left, the right, and sit down. Up, stretch tall, bend, sit down. Up, 50-50, side lunge, sit down. Up, 50-50, side lunge, sit down. Last two. Up, 50-50, side lunge, sit down. Now no more 50-50. Up, there's the side lunge, and sit back. Up, sit back. Up, sit back. Now we're going to go straight leg and lift the other. Up, lift that leg. Side lunge, sit down. Up, lift that leg. And sit down. Up, lift the leg. And sit down. Last one. Up, lift that other leg. And sit down. Woo. Bring your legs to center. And we all got a little good heart conditioning as well. We're going to go to simple opposite tap. Breathing in the nose and out the mouth. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And up you come. Okay, so we're going to wrap up here using the chair. Now, the cool thing about this is, the closer you are, the more helpful it is. The further back you are, the more challenging it is. And we're going to use this. You can put your hands on the sides. You can go on the very front lip of it. You can find your best spot. And you're going to bend your elbows and then push away. Bend, push away. Bend, push away. Good. Bend, push away. We're going to go 5, press. 4, press. 3, press. 2, press. And 1, press. Just reach your heels to the floor and stretch back. Big breath into your back here. Feels glorious. Bring your weight forward to your liking. One of the options. Down and up we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, that set got harder. And then rock back. Of course, you can come off your wrist, give a little stretch. I'm just giving your whole upper a little break. And then we're going to go to our final set. I think I'm going to do my hands a little differently for this one. I'm turning my fingers in toward each other. So when I bend, my elbows will go out to the sides of the room. All right, here we go. Much harder. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, long through the crown of your head, 2, and 1. Woo, walk your feet forward and come all the way up. Give your wrists some nice shakes, maybe shoulders. Very good. Whew, I'm sweating. All right, let's wrap up with some windmills for those arms, chest, and shoulders. Great, just shake them out. So feel free to move your chair out of the way or sit in it for that matter. And we're gonna just take ourselves down into our release work. So I'm gonna have you come all the way back down. And find your way into a comfortable position on your mat. So again, your knees could be bent, right? Legs could be straight. You're just gonna meet your body where it's at. Now, what's so different about today, right, is we get accustomed to using the floor and gravity. And by placing ourselves elevated on the chair, that just takes that, it just elevates it that whole new way, right? So our side waist works so different, like we have further to fall. Therefore, our body responds like there's more danger there, even though we know we're safe-ish. All right, just take those arms and let them lay down by your sides, palms up. I want you just to wiggle your legs. And then just let your legs come to rest. Wiggle your fingers. And then just let the hands come to rest. Make fists. Squeeze, 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 squeeze your fists. And then let them go light. Taking a breath into that upper chest where we first placed our hands. Breathe as high up into the chest as you can. And exhale, let that go. Take the breath into the rib cage. Exhale, let it go. Into the belly. Exhale, let it go. So now just continue to breathe in through the nose. Think of that as if your coolant, right? It cools the body. Exhale out the mouth to rid of the heat. Just letting your breath come to a more natural rhythm. Letting your body feel heavy. To roll to your side, you can go ahead and bring your knees in towards your chest. Think of taking that breath in through your back and out through the front. And as you're breathing in, think of breathing in your intention for today. Whether it be a word or a phrase, really take a minute and think about what you need to bring or give to this day. And when you're ready, you can push yourself up. I hope everybody has a lovely day. See you next time.